Where to start with Patrick Beverley?
Well, I think where we can start with Patrick Beverley is that he's going home. And he shot 3 of 11, 0 for 3 from 3, and had only 6 points in their closeout blowout loss to the Pacers. Can we start there?
Yeah, which going home is a good place to start here because what triggered the very first incident was a fan yelling Cancun on 3.
Oh, well, now, hold on. Has Patrick Beverley said that to anybody before? Has he ever said that to somebody?
It might even be his own teammate.
Oh, yeah, in the bubble when he was yelling that from the stands.
Oh, weird, when he was not in the game.
That's right. I remember that. So, Patrick Beverley gets yelled Cancun on 3. What was his reaction to that?
He hucked a basketball at the fan.
Oh.
And not in like a kind of like playful manner or even kind of a D-hole manner.
Okay. Well,
like he absolutely reared back from 10 feet away and hucked the basketball.
Did he get that ball back?
No.
Well, yeah, he did because he threw it back and then he threw it back at the fan again.
Yes.
He threw the basketball at a fan twice because Patrick Beverley is the epitome of dish it but cannot take it. And that played out last night.
Yes, because we found out today that, again, what triggered this was a fan yelling Cancun on 3.
Something that he has lobbed at other players.
Much better than him.
Damian Lamont Ollie Lillard Sr., to be
specific,
quite clear
yes.
on who that was that he said that to. In the bubble, that's what he yelled as the Clippers were closing out the Portland Trailblazers.
Just the thinnest of skin.
And that actually wasn't the worst of this.
Oh.
Patrick Beverley was in the post game and in the scrum, and he told a female reporter in for ESPN, who is Melinda Adams. She's a producer, and this is how that exchange all went down.
Here.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Before I finish.
Yeah.
You subscribe to my pod?
Do I subscribe to you? I do not subscribe.
So you can't interview me then.
Okay,
No disrespect.
Well, Jamal is here.
You subscribe? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Again, there were a couple times within a bucket or two. In previous games, y'all have been able to kind of get over that hump, or maybe. Was it anything they did in particular, or was it just one of those where the bucket didn't go down, there wasn't the stop, they made one? What kind of prevented that you all from being able to get over, kind of like you have in the past?
You'll move that mic, please, or just get out the circle, please, for me, please, ma'am. If you're not subscribed to my pod, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I really would have appreciated it if everybody in that scrum had walked away.
What a raging D-bag.
And this is not actually the first time this has happened. And the fact that this is just now going public is kind of an issue. But multiple reporters have said that Patrick Beverley has operated this way since he has gotten there.
Yeah, and once he got to Milwaukee, this has been his MO is if you don't subscribe to his podcast, that he does a Barstool Sports podcast, right? I think it is.
Bad pod. I don't know who's with.
If you do not subscribe to his pod, you cannot interview him. What is to stop somebody from saying, "Yeah, I subscribe to your pod," and then just lying to him?
He's never been accused of being the smartest man.
What is to stop a reporter from... Well, I guess no reporter needs to stop him from this because he has shot himself in the foot because Front Office Sports is now saying that Pat Bev, who loves to do the media circuit during the offseason because he is animated and outspoken and pretty entertaining, to be quite honest, he is no longer allowed to be a guest on ESPN. On any of their shows, on any of their programming, he is not allowed to be a guest or appear on ESPN's airwaves because the woman that he said that to is widely regarded as one of the most well-respected producers at the mothership.
And she's been there forever. And basically anyone
a 40-year career.
Yes, basically anyone who's ever been at ESPN is like, she's the nicest, kindest, hardest working woman in that building. And they are all... Here's the thing. In this industry, there's plenty of things that we don't talk about. There's just, it doesn't do anybody any good to badmouth somebody or to have beef out on Maine, as it were. When everybody comes together and bands together to say how great somebody is, that's real.
Yeah.
And for everyone to come out in public and go, Pat, you're an a-hole.
Okay, what about the lack of awareness that somebody has to have in order to throw the ball at a fan twice and be like, you know what? Probably should button things up here and maybe have my tail between my legs during the post-game scrum. Instead goes down the road of, nah, you know what I'm going to do? If you don't subscribe to my pod, you're out. You cannot interview me or you can't put a mic in my face. What a douche.
It's absolutely unhinged because on top of this, and this tweet is still up. I don't know how it's still up. He's responding to a quote from Worldwide Wob where it says an altercation between Pat Bev and Pacers behind the bench. He quote tweets it after the game. Not fair at all. It was exchanged between a fan and our ball club all night. We warned, we're asked for help. Not fair. Praying hands, heart emoji, as in like the security didn't take good enough care of us in Indiana, and I had to deal with this all night. You had to deal with fans going 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Okay. To fan interactions, what about the Indiana Pacers fan at the beginning of the game? Did you hear that clown? He tried to take the Bucks fan and one-up him a little bit.
And he was terrible.
He was really bad. His insult to Damian Lillard, he only had like 3 insults. His Dame insult was, your mom's watching. I don't understand that one. But he was just screaming the whole time. He was not nearly as good or as entertaining as the Milwaukee guy. But fans heckling you, that is part of the game. In Cancun on 3, it's not like he was, as Russell Westbrook would say, defaming your name.
Yeah.
You know, by calling him Westbrick. He wasn't doing anything where he was crossing a line or swearing. He was literally saying something that you had said to Damian Lillard in the bubble. And he just gave it right back to you, and you couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle it at all.
It's absolutely unhinged.
It's hilarious.
The NBA is going to come down. The most they can fine a player is $100,000. He's going to get fined $100,000. He's going to get fined $100,000. That's going to happen unequivocally.
Yeah.
How many games he is suspended?
That's the big
That's the question. Because hucking the ball at the fans twice on top of this is I don't know if it's fair to paint him in this light, but all I can do is say what's happened in the past. This is not the first incident that Patrick Beverley has had with a female reporter that has been negative. And when somebody kind of shows you who they are multiple times, I'm just going to say it's not a great look, bud.
I love this text on the Vancouver Ford text line, 503-864-6326. Your dollar goes further at Vancouver Ford. They treat you right before, during, and after the sale. Visit them online, vancouverford.com. If I'm that fan, I'm taking the ball straight to the face, rolling on the floor, selling that injury.
To the face!
Just get, that's a little payday there. That's a hefty payday that you can get. Because Pat Bev hucking a ball directly at you is different
10 feet away
than like every time you go to a game, there's like a disclaimer on your ticket, whether you read it or not, saying that a ball may come out off the field of play and go into the stands, and you have to be aware at all times. That's different.
Yes.
Because that's assault, brother. Yeah, you could be taken down by that.
So, for all of the we need protection from the fans, who knew that the fans would need protection from Pat Beverley?
Yeah.
The fact that he missed the first time is
I don't know. Ask the fan that Cedric Cornbread Maxwell went after in the stands.
Ooh. In Portland.
Yeah. And didn't Vernon Maxwell do that
or
too?
Vernon Maxwell did it in Portland.
No, but there was yes, Vernon did it in Portland. But
Yeah.
Cornbread, he did it in another game for the Celtics. Yeah.
God, what a great name.
Cornbread.
It
great.
is.
It
It
is
You
is
gonna
a
eat your
fantastic
cornbread?
name.
I'm
It is a
hungry again, too.
fantastic name. All right.
So,
Damn.
yeah, Patrick Beverley, whole dumbass.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
Unequivocally, again, remember when you were like, if he was here, you'd like him? No.
I think
No.
people would do their mental gymnastics.
People here would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, they'd stick the landing there.
Russ and Pat Bev are 100% persona non grata. There's nothing they could do where I'd be like, yep, they're okay on this team.
Yeah. Actually, this texter says, "Oh my God, the world is ending because Pat Bev said something jokingly to a white woman. Give me an effing break." No, he doubled down, made her move her mic out of the scrum.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't jokingly doing it. He and Milwaukee reporters have said and confirmed it. Multiple Milwaukee reporters that no, he actually will not allow you to be a part of interviews if you do not subscribe to his podcast. This wasn't like a haha funny haha. No, he's a colossal d-bag in this regard.
And the whole idea of like allowing you to be interviewed, that's not how this works.
No, if they're credentialed, they have
they're
every right
in the locker
to be in
room.
there.
Yeah, you don't get to do that. Sorry.
Like look,
if you're a member of the NFLPA, if you are a player, guess what, folks?
Look, there's media hardos that take that way too seriously.
Yes.
And abuse their power of I can be wherever I want. This lady was just holding a microphone for ESPN, and that was it.
And asking a very general question. So, no, and it's another one of Pat Bev being very dumb for no reason.
Yeah.
So
there we go. It was Melinda Adams, right? Is
Yes.
that what her name was? Yeah. Well, that now we know who she is too.
There you go.
How
Shouts to
about
her
it?
because everyone loves her.
Now they do.